Hello, looks like we're live, Victoria.
Right.
Yes, welcome to Chat with Deb. I'm so excited for you to be here tonight. Oh my goodness.
Thank you
First
so
of all, let me
much.
introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, who may be watching this, my name is Debbie Leno, and I am also known as the Inner Peace Coach. Why? Because I care just as much about what's inside your heart and what's rolling up
Mhm.
inside your mind as I do your health. So therefore, the Inner Peace Health Coach. I'm also the founder of the Ageless Woman Movement. And tonight, my guest is Victoria Marie. She is the exciting force, the creative brilliance behind
Oh,
Gray is the
wow.
New Blonde.
Well, thank you so much.
You are a
I'm,
force of nature, Victoria. I love to be aligned with women like yourself.
oh,
Um,
thank you.
just really strong and walking in your power. And I can't think of any better way to open up a conversation with you than just to ask you to tell us or share your story with us.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited as well. And now I need to live up to that great intro.
You,
So, my
you are
story.
it. You don't have to live up to it. You already are it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm humbled, believe me. My story is, oh gosh, girl, do we have time for that?
Well,
Okay. Get
addicted.
out the
I understand.
popcorn. Get out the popcorn.
Get out the
No.
tea. Get out the cake. We're going to take it back into New York. Bring out the Entenmann's. Bring out the coffee.
All right, so I'll keep it brief. Well, basically, you could, I feel like my best description of myself is a serial entrepreneur. So I've always, in one form or another, I've always worked for myself. So I decided in, I don't know, 2012 or something, I was living in Florida at the time. I had enrolled in some acting classes. I actually did a movie with Burt Reynolds, got my first IMDb credit, which is a big deal. And I thought, if I really am going to do acting, I need to be in LA. And so I arrived here almost to the day. I want to say it was November the 19th or the 20th, 7 years ago. So I thought, I'm going to go try my hand at acting. And so I get here, and within a year, I realize, all right, a woman in her 50s with only one credit, the movie with Burt Reynolds, very little training. There's not a whole lot here for me. I'm so sorry.
No worries. So this is,
I
I
have
love being live for this reason. I love it when things,
I have a very rambunctious kitty cat, and he's in. Okay. Anyway, so I I see that after a year, there's not much for me, because women over the age of 50, especially with gray hair, there's very little work for us. And typically the ones who will get that work are ones who have, the ladies who have been in this industry for years. They have, you know, many credits. They have relationships that they've built. And I just could see the writing on the wall. For me to expect that I was going to do these great things in acting, it's not over, but I realized, okay, I need to do my own stuff. If I'm going to make my mark, I need to do my own stuff. And that's how Gray is the New Blonde came to be, because I thought, all right, what should I do? And I had already done a year and a half prior to me determining in the winter of 2015, I'm going to do my own thing. I had already done a short YouTube video, a couple minutes, about my gray hair, and it was coming in now. And I wasn't going to dye it again. I didn't feel like myself, even though I liked the way it looked. And I got all these comments and likes and so forth to my tiny little YouTube channel. And believe me, it is still tiny. It only has like 2,100 followers. And back then it had less than 100. So I was like, all these comments, I had no idea that people cared about a woman and her gray hair. It was kind of shocking. I thought, what is this?
you
People
hit a
are,
nerve.
and that was my thought exactly. I thought, I have hit a nerve, and I wanted to do something then. But that was late summer, early fall of 2013 when that little 5-minute YouTube video went live. And I realized, oh my gosh, there's a real interest in this. But I was preparing to move to here in Florida at the time, packing up, did the video, couldn't do anything about it. So it was a year and a half later when I thought, I'm here a year already in LA and I have to do my own thing. And I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something about women with gray hair. And I had already named the title of that little YouTube video, Gray is the New Blonde. I thought, oh, that's what I'm going to name the movie, Gray is the New Blonde. And that's my story. That's how I got to here. And it has changed my life. I would have never in a million years thought I was going to do a movie.
I love that. I love that.
I did not know how to do I have no training. I have no knowledge. I have no nothing. I didn't even have any money.
But Hollywood was waiting for you. You just didn't know it.
I think you're right. I think, honestly, Debbie, the whole purpose of me coming here was to do this movie.
You started a movement, girl.
Well, I would love to say, oh yeah, I started it. I really didn't, but I'll take it for this
You're
moment.
part of the movement. How about that?
I think I kind of shined a light on what was happening already. That was already happening, and I just shine this big light, and things are changing. When I got onto Facebook and joined my first gray hair group, it was, I want to say it was 2011 or 12. And I joined my first group, and I joined only one group. And it was because there was only one group to join.
And that was in 2013?
I remember being in Florida and joining the group, and that was so that had to be 2012. So that's why I say I may have joined that group in 2011, but we'll just say 2012. And in 8 years, there is a proliferation of gray hair groups. I can't keep up with them.
I know, there's a lot.
And so it was a little seed of a movement that had just started to happen. And then I made that video, and then I was like thinking, wow, this is an important subject to a lot of important people.
Yes, it is an important subject, and I'd like to talk about that a little bit. So in your mind, where is the importance in it in your eyes? Because I really would like to talk about that, because that's big stuff.
Okay, so it's not really about a woman and her gray hair. It's really about this bigger picture where women have been so repressed and made to feel like they have to be this certain way. Otherwise, they're going to be ostracized from society. And it's happening right now. Women are ostracized from their family and their work colleagues because they've decided to let their hair either stop coloring it or not dye it at all. I mean, their own family members. They mean well, but why do we have to face this when there's so many more important things in this world?
Oh my goodness, you're so right.
Our attention. It takes a village to raise a child. We need to think about what is the generation that is coming up now. This is our future. Women and men, we need to pay attention to these types of things, not the damn color of our hair. Who the heck cares?
I can't agree with you more. I mean, gosh.
It is really upsetting to me because not every woman, I'll speak for myself. I want to look good. I like looking good. I like putting on makeup. I like doing my hair. I like all that. And I want to continue to do all that. And I will continue. But I don't want it to be the whole basis of my worth. And right now, this is the whole basis of a woman's worth. And hopefully, with the first female vice president it is going to start really changing the narrative, like exponentially, because we bring so much to the table, but yet we're only judged on how do we look. It's just,
I know. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not appropriate. It's not right.
And it doesn't serve our culture and our society well if we are constantly bombarded with these messages, and then they carry on to our little girls, the 7 and 8-year-old little girls right now. And so when I see a woman on social media and she's gray and she has a little child, I'm like, you go, girl, because you are setting an example. So when she gets to be 20 and she starts seeing this little sprinkling, she's not going to think much about it. She's not going to be all freaked out and worried and sad and, oh my God, her life is going to continue, and it's not going to be a death sentence. Like our generation, it was like a death sentence.
Oh, God forbid you look, God forbid you look old.
Yes. And this whole thing about, I see so much on social media, a woman actually looks younger than with her dark, obviously dyed hair. She looks brighter and just
sparkly.
Yes.
Yes, it's true.
And so so this whole movement is so much more than just the gray hair. It's because now women are starting to say, my value and my worth is not based on the color of my hair, the makeup I wear, or the clothes I choose.
I agree.
And it's, I've had there's this saying that I learned, when I was 20, and it is still so true, but it is changing. Men are success objects and women are sex objects.
My God, I never thought of it like that. And I think you're really right. You hit on something there.
If we want to really bring our full worth to the table, women need to come away from, I'm going to find a rich husband thought process and move towards, how can I make my life the way I want it for me, so that when I do meet my partner, I'm not looking to him or her, if she's a she, if she chooses to be with a she, to support me and make my life complete. My life is already complete. So now I'm bringing all this great stuff to the table. And when you think about it in terms of companies, and we need men and women to bring their ideas and everything they have to offer to the table, not just men and women listen and say, okay. No, it doesn't serve us well. So to me, this whole movement is so much more than just to color our hair. We're kind of learning to be our own person. And we're showing young women at a younger age so that they only think about, what can I do to make my life the way I want it? I'm not looking towards someone else to make my life the way I want it. I will do that for myself because I can, and I'm able, and I'm capable. And so I really think that's more about what this movement has started to become.
And just wearing yourself well. I mean, just being who you are, fully, completely, being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
I always like to go against the grain and really pull up society's stereotypes and say, hey, not true.
Right. So do I. And I think women who feel, yes, I'm going to wear my hair any color I want, and I'm sorry if you don't like it, they kind of have that mindset of, they kind of like going against the grain a little bit. Because, I mean, I know I do, and I know one of the women that was interviewed for the movie, she actually used that exact phrase, that she likes going against the grain, because society doesn't really like that, especially when it comes to a female. a male, it's kind of expected. A female, oh, no, you don't do that. Yes, we do.
I think that it's perfectly okay to be 100% yourself. And I would wish that for more women,
I do too.
to
Oh
really
my
just be
God.
100% themselves. The way I look at it, we're all, a piece of pottery that's in progress. We're always on the potter's wheel, right?
Yeah.
And that we're allowed to be a work in progress. We should always continue to be a work in progress, always towards being, authentic and being yourself.
Because that's when you feel the most confident. When you are, I'm sorry, this very rambunctious kitty cat. Come on, he's getting all in my. Okay.
Yeah, you like cats, don't you?
Oh, I do. I'm a kitty cat person. I'm an animal person. I love animals, almost more than I like people.
They don't talk back. They only love you, right? That's what I love about animals. They're very sweet.
And they purr, and
They only want love.
Yeah. So, yes, I think a woman who is embraces her authentic self, no matter what that is, becomes more confident in herself, and then she just kind of exudes that to the world.
I remember when I first had the thought process, and I dyed my hair just like any other woman back in the day. And I don't recall doing it to look younger. I really had to think about that a little bit, because I can't honestly say that, oh my gosh, I'm gray, I have to go do something. I don't think I just preferred maybe my hair to have different colors, to be streaking it, to be whatever. But I can recall it was right around 59. It was 59, and I was just coming into a certification to become a health coach, a certified integrative health coach.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm having these thoughts, and I'm thinking, wow, I am not living what I am preaching. I am not living what I value. What I value is holistic, being true, not doing chemicals. I've always been, this is funny, always have been against chemicals. But when it came to my hair or my nails or my makeup, like, okay, we don't need to talk about that. Everything I put in my mouth is great. I'm good. I don't put chemicals in my mouth. I don't, I eat clean. But there was so much more to it than just your food. And and so I really just had a hard look at that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that. I don't want to put chemicals on my scalp anymore, because now I know that within 20 seconds, that chemical is in your bloodstream.
That's right.
And I'm not going to do this anymore. So I did not have the courage, by the way, to do what I see a lot of women doing now. And I just celebrate them, because I think it's so amazing that they are willing and brave enough to let their gray grow out and go through that. What do they call it?
Well,
Like
it's that demarcation line, and some people call it the skunk stripe, but someone commented the other day on one of my posts, oh, it actually is a silver halo. I thought, oh, I like that.
I do like that.
That's what I'm no longer saying skunk stripe. It's a silver halo. And that's what it really is. That's what it really looks like when you. So that's what it's been historically known as a skunk stripe.
I didn't know that.
Or demarcation line. But I
like the silver crown idea. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Love your video, by the way. I love the documentary is just so, I love the vavoomness of it. I like the music. I like the women. It's just, I love the documentary from start to finish. You did a great job with that.
That opening scene. So, where all the women are walking down Hollywood Boulevard. So that, to me, that whole scene just exemplifies how fabulous women with gray hair are.
Oh, it
because
was so, it had so much sass. It had so
yes,
much confidence. I loved it.
that's why I wanted to do that, because I wanted to show that a woman with gray hair is not, if anything, she is visually celebrated from people she doesn't even know, because you could see all the people looking at each woman as they walked down the street. They were, and there was some stuff I didn't even put in because there's, becomes repetitive, but where people were turning around. One woman, actually, a man came right, a young guy came right up to her and bowed, and like got to one knee under his, like, I don't know, remember what he said, but he was very complimentary right there on Hollywood Boulevard.
I love it.
And it was, yeah, it was just so. And there's one where Lorraine Massey, she wrote the book, the Silver Hair Guidebook or something. And she was walking down towards a Superman. Remember, Superman was standing there and he had his red cape. That none of that was planned. He just happened to be there, and the way his cape kind of fluttered out towards her, that was the wind. That was, none of that was planned. Nothing.
I love that.
And the funny thing about that opening sequence is I originally wanted, do you see him?
I see him. Yeah.
Look at him. He's a riot, this cat. He is a riot.
What's his name?
Louis.
Louis. Love it.
Little Louis, we call him. He's kind of a terror. Anyway.
I see him. He wants to be in.
He's a very inquisitive kitty cat. Anyway, so I had wanted Put a Spell on Me, or Put a Spell on You, I can't remember the name, and it was the version from Annie Lennox. I originally had that song in there, thinking we were going to be able to get that song for maybe $2,000. I was so wrong. That song, eventually, when it all came to pass, they wanted $20,000 to use that song. I said, oh, well, that takes care of that. Thank you very much.
Wow. I am so naive to what goes on behind the scenes to making a movie. That could be a whole nother conversation, couldn't it?
And let me tell you, making the movie was very, very challenging. And it was, I'm so glad I did it, obviously. I don't think I'd ever do another movie again. Now, my partner Dave said, well, what if somebody offers you $1 million? I said, well, that could change things.
Definitely.
And you might say yes, because one of the challenges was I didn't know really what to do first, second, or third, but I just started thinking, well, what makes sense? But I didn't have any money. And so that became, when you don't have any money, you're very limited. So it is a miracle. And that's why I say I was meant to do this film, that the film came out the way it did, because we literally just, everything, all the camera equipment, the studios, the locations, they were all for free.
Somehow, oh my gosh, girl, when things line up like that, you've got to know that that is a piece of fate. I mean, that is something that is supposed to happen.
Right. And, even I learned, I have to say, I didn't really know much about those chemicals that were all in, but I guess if you stop and think about it, of course, I didn't, because it's not so heavily, it's not public knowledge as much, or it wasn't. It's more now, where those are a ton of chemicals. And
oh yeah.
One of the things I did learn is that colorists have a higher incidence of pancreatic cancer than just regular people.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's very oh my gosh, that's very interesting.
Yep.
What I have heard is that dark dyes specifically are linked to lymphoma.
Oh, okay. I've heard that too. I just heard dark dyes in particular.
Yeah.
Are much more detrimental to one's health than, I guess, a blonde. But after a while, no matter what color it is, you have to say, well, these are a bunch of chemicals. I'm putting them here, but they're coming down here and they're coming down here. And if I do it myself, washing it out and it's coming. So,
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I can remember, I used to have very, very short hair and I used to get it dyed as white as I could. This was when I had my dark hair. I just love that look. And,
yeah, that's sassy looking. Short white hair is very rocky, I think.
It was
sassy.
I loved it. But I would have scabs on my scalp because of the chemicals and the intensity of it.
Oh, wow.
And my ears would get very red to where I had to put stuff on them to protect them. And I've heard of other women going through similar things where they would start to have hair falling out just in certain places, or scabs or sores. Or can you imagine we would do this?
I know. Oh my goodness. I know. I wasn't willing to do the growing out thing, so I went real short, and I've only had my hair short like that when I did that. I mean, I never had short hair before, so I felt really naked.
Oh.
I felt so exposed. I'm like, ooh.
Wow.
Actually couldn't wait for it to grow out, but yeah, I went super short when I decided to go natural.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, every time I see a short hair cut on a woman with gray hair, true gray hair, not dyed gray hair, I just think, oh my gosh. I have a moment of weakness. I'm like, oh, maybe I should do that too. But I don't know. I love long hair.
I like your hair the way it is.
Thank you. I like long. For this color, I just like long hair because it's so pretty. The color is so pretty. I just think it looks, but I do have moments of weakness when I see those pixie cuts. They're just so adorable. And you just think.
It depends on the female, but yeah, I've seen some women look so amazing with short hair. But I always felt so awkward with short hair because it wasn't me. I've always had long hair, but recent years, as I got more into my mid 60s, my hair just got really thin. So I had to keep going shorter and shorter because it just didn't look well. It was getting stringy looking, So
I understand. I do have a similar problem, but the last time I got my hair cut was in January.
Wow.
But like down here, it's getting very stringy and it needs to be trimmed. But I have noticed it's not as thick as it used to be, but it used to be so thick. Thank God it still looks thick, but it's still not as thick as it used to be.
I hear you. Yeah, that's been sort of one of the things that I've had to learn how to accept. I mean, I do the supplements, I do the hair product, I do all the things, that I should be doing, the massage and all that. But it is what it is. My hair is thinning, and that's that. And so I got over it. But it took me a little bit. It took me a little while.
Now, I'm curious, you mentioned supplements. What kind of supplements do you take? Because I do take one thing that I'm going to share with you. I'll go get it so you can see it. But I'm curious what supplements you take for your hair.
For my hair. Okay. The only thing that I've really been doing for hair that I would think would be more specific to that would be the biotin. Biotin. But other than that, I take a wide range of supplements, but not specifically for my hair. I did the hair, nails, and whatever thing that didn't really felt like it was doing anything. I've had actually more success with the biotin, the one that you that dissolves under your tongue.
Now that's B12.
Let's see, B12. You can get that in that type, but this is biotin.
That's a sublingual, really?
Yep, 5,000 mcgs, bilingual.
I've never seen a biotin, but sublingual, not bilingual.
Yeah. Sublingual, yeah. Under the tongue, melt under the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to show you. Just give me a second. I'm going to go grab it because I turned my girlfriend onto it, and she is just raving about it.
Really? So, do tell. Okay, do share.
I'm going to get it. Hold on.
Okay.
What do you want, little boy. Fly. You want to turn that on? Turn it on. All right. So this is a naturally occurring substance in our body. And as we get older, we just produce less and less of it. Can you see this?
Okay. Oh, coarse
So
flakes.
it's
MSM.
MSM. And what you probably can't see, all these words here, non-GMO. Hold on, I can't see.
Take a picture of it and send it to me.
Okay, allergy-free, kosher certified, gluten-free, USA made. Okay, so this helps with your hair, your skin, your nails, your joints. Because it's a naturally occurring substance. MSM, if you just look it up, it's already in our in the human body. And I've always been a proponent of putting back what is probably declining as I've gotten older.
Absolutely. There's one supplement that I will not do without. It has really increased my ability, my sharpness, my memory, my cognition, and all of that. It is made by LCR, Life Cell Research.
Oh, Life Cell, sure.
And
Wow.
it is called it's a Niacin type product. They changed the name of it so many times since they have first produced it. But I'll take a picture of it and send it to you also. It has been really an amazing supplement for me.
But it's good for cognition.
What it does is that it prevents the shrinkage of your telomeres. So it's the telomeres in the brain when they start to shrink up as you get older. That's what causes the memory lapses. Yes.
And you know about intense exercise does that too, right? Increases the length of your telomeres.
Now, intense exercise I do not do any longer, but I do. I mean, yeah, no, I since I had several rounds of adrenal fatigue, I don't do anything like that anymore. I don't do those intensive workouts, but I do like 5-10 minute HIIT workouts here and there, and yoga every day. And I teach yoga, so yeah.
Okay. You found your thing.
I found my thing. It's more joint friendly for me, and as long as I put some weights in there once in a while and just ramp it up here and there with a quick HIIT workout, just 5-10 minutes, and that's it. But yeah, those hard days in the gym are over for me.
Okay. All right. Not me.
That's good. Hey, girl, if you can still do it, go for it.
If I can I haven't been to the gym since, I want to say February.
Since COVID.
I may have went once or twice in March, and they have everything closed here. The gyms are closed. There's no gyms, and it's.
That's not true here. Everything has been pretty much open for a while, but they space you out. Right. You only admit so many in. They do the safe social distancing, and they do all that here. But everything is pretty much open. I don't know if that's going to continue because of the increase, whatever. But telegenesis, it just popped into my mind. See how our minds are. It just popped into my mind. Telegenesis is the name of the product made by LCR, Live Cell Research, and it's a great product. That's one of the ones I won't do without.
I'm going to look it up.
Well, girl, I think that it's our time is just about there. So I'd love to. It is. I know. I could talk to you for another hour.
Yeah. Okay.
What I would like to, and I always ask my guests this, is one of my favorite things to wrap up the segment with is, what is your final message for women? What's that thing that you wake up with that you would want for women? The thing that's present on your mind, the thing that you would love for every woman to embrace.
Well, a couple things come to mind. For all women to be equal, for all women to believe in their equalness, to believe it is their birthright, to really believe this. It'll take a while. And also I can see it coming. I don't know when that is, maybe 10 years, maybe more than that, where gray hair on a woman will no longer elicit a comment. Just,
Do you know what I'm looking forward to? And I think it's coming too. I can really feel it coming soon. Soon could be a year, it could be 10 years, like you say. Having that same respect, that same feeling that society has always had for a silver-haired man who wise and wonderful and really something very unique about that person, you know, when they start to come into their wisdom. I like to say coming into their wisdom, because we come into our wisdom at a certain, right?
Yes,
we do. And so the silver crown to me is like that it's like that prize. It's like that sparkly, shining, real you. And I can't wait for that, Victoria.
And I want to say one other thing that I actually relearned in the last 2 weeks. No matter what you do, there's going to be people who don't like it. It doesn't matter how good, how great, how fabulous. Some people are not going to like it. So you know what? You might as well just do whatever you want to do.
That's so true.
It doesn't matter what you do. If you try to please this group, well, that group over there is going to be upset. If you try to please that group or that person, well, they're going to just do what you want to do.
Stand in your truth and be okay with it. Yeah.
Don't worry about it, because you know what? You know, I personally relearned this in the last 2 weeks, because I never posted on social media whether I was for or against one side, one party or another. I actually just put up 2 posts. And it wasn't about, well, choose this side because I'm saying choose that side. It was more benign. But apparently it was towards a particular party. I didn't even know it. I like the graphic. So I said, oh, this represents what I believe in. I believe in these things. I believe, you know, women should be equal. I believe all these things. So and I had more nasty comments directed at me, at my character. And so many women saying, I'm unfollowing this page, and saying nasty things. They weren't that nice.
And
that was really a little off-putting. And I was like, what? But I really came away with thinking, it don't matter what you do. People are going to have, some people are not going to like it. So just go do what you want to do. Don't worry about it.
You know what?
That's
great advice. That's great advice. It really is. And I know I saw those comments. I really put my 2 cents in there, because I just think that that's wrong, you know, to be so judgmental.
And, you know, we're all different. We have to embrace each other for our differences, as well as the same things that we might be alike, because, you know, that's what makes the world go, oh my gosh, how boring would it be if the world was just full of one type of person?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Oh my God. Can you imagine a world like that?
Yeah, no.
If we just had one type of person and everybody was like that.
Boring.
Oh, God.
It's not meant to be that way, girl.
Oh, no. Just like a beautiful meadow of wild flowers. They're all beautiful, and they're all beautiful in their own right. And one is not to be compared to the next, because they all have unique beauty. And one unique beauty does not mean it's better than that unique beauty. So,
and I come back to also to be respectful.
Yes.
You know, for goodness sakes, be respectful.
Yes. It was really disturbing.
Agreed.
But I left those posts up, and I didn't say anything to the people who wanted to leave my pages. Okay. And you're always welcome back if you decide to change your mind. What can I do? Can't please everybody, right?
Yes, that's absolutely true. That is absolutely true.
Right.
And I think that as we get older, we're more willing to be okay with that,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because I think we've learned enough over the years that this kind of stuff, it happens, and what are you going to do? And you can't second guess yourself. You'll be driving yourself crazy if you do. And you just have to take that position. This is what's in my heart. This is what I believe in. I know not everybody is going to be in agreement with me, but that's okay too.
But and it still hurts. And I do want to
Yeah.
acknowledge the fact that when somebody does something to you like that to you, even though you do have your confidence and you do come into that place where you no longer care so much about what other people think, but it still hurts. And
Yes.
it takes a
Yes.
minute to get over that.
Yes. Yes. So, but that's how I kind of relearned it and kind of regrouped that in my mind. Like, you know what? It doesn't matter what I were to post. Somebody's going to say something negative about it. So I really learned that lesson really well in these last 2 weeks. So I might as well just do what I want to do. And I really want to say that to other women. Doesn't matter what you do, somebody's not going to is not going to be in agreement with it. So just go ahead, girl. Just do what you want to do. Don't worry. You've got enough people behind you that'll be supportive, and some people won't. And so that's the way it goes. It's okay.
I agree with you
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
This
gosh,
is,
Debbie, I don't want it to go away.
I know this is the hardest part for me, actually. It's so hard for me to say goodbye to guests. It
Right.
just is. It's
Well,
so hard.
It's been wonderful. Really, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for
So glad that you
inviting
said
me.
yes to this. Very happy. Thank you so much.
And if anybody needs to get in contact with me, you can always visit the website. Gray is the New Blonde. That's GRAY. Gray is the New Blonde with an E at the end.com. Also on social media. I'm
Yeah,
everywhere.
post it. If you would, put all of your contact information on the Facebook post where our live video is.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, just add in there where your contact information is. That'd be great.
I will. So I'm going to send you a picture of this. Share it with whom I get it off of Amazon, by the way. And
oh, good, because I'm ordering some books from Amazon tomorrow, so I'll add that to my list.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say about this particular brand, I researched this a lot before I selected this brand. And the reason that I was very careful was because there's a lot of inferior MSM products floating around. So I really did a lot of research. I looked at a lot of different articles, and I just kind of pieced everything together. And I think part of the reason my hair is much thicker than it was, let's say, even a year ago is, I can't even believe it sometimes when I look at it, is because of this MSM. Because
I'm going to definitely try it.
Yeah. And it's like everything, it takes time. But the thing my girlfriend noticed also, she has a lot of hip issues. She's a couple years older than me. So I'm 59. I think she's 62 or 3. And we came up together. We're going back from the 80s.
Wow.
And we're still buddies. And she said that MSM helped with her hip issues, her discomfort she was feeling. So to me, it's helped in many different ways. So I would say.
Yeah, that could be a whole nother subject. And I would love to do a forum of some type on joint pain.
Because we all have it.
Yeah, I mean, I use a product that I'm really happy with, but I mean, I still have my days, and I do a lot of energy work also on those things. But the Advanced Joint Complex made by Shackley does really well for me.
Okay.
It's just, yeah, my knees can't get along without it, actually.
Yeah. So what's really important for, and I take a slew of supplements too. I mean, my list is a mile long. Is you try things, and what may work great for me, I don't know, it may not work great for you. Try it.
I'll try it. Absolutely, I'll try it.
You'll see how
I went through several supplements for my joint pain until I settled on Shackley. So yeah, I mean, you just have to try different things. I'm definitely going to get it, and I'm definitely going to try it.
All
So
right,
thank you.
I'll send you a pic. I'll send you the picture. I've already taken the picture. As soon as we hang up, I'll send you the picture, and then I'll go to your group and I'll put my contact info.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm glad I mentioned my thinning hair. Otherwise, I wouldn't know about this great product, and I'm going to try it.
Well, my hair had started to thin too, so I know what everyone is going through in terms of hair loss and frizziness and stringiness and yellow and dull, and I know all because I experience it too.
Yeah, a lot's changed for me. I'm 68 now, so a lot has noticeably changed for me from like 64 to like now. So the last 4 years, I've noticed a lot of rapid changes.
Right, right. I think that's par for the course.
It's just life.
That's why, yeah, it's very important to keep your health and your well-being up, because as we get older, the whole aging process does seem to accelerate.
And you do have to just change things up too. I mean, what used to work for you in your 50s,
oh yeah,
you need to do it differently in your 60s, and that's what I learned. That was a big lesson for me, because I was very active. I was on the back of a motorcycle a lot in my 50s.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I was very, let's just say I felt very young. I felt very young in my 50s. I was very young in my 50s. And so what I'm always aware of is, at the time, I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm in my 50s, but I feel pretty fortunate. I really still feel really good. I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh, gosh, I'm 50. But as I got into my 60s, and it was probably more like 62, I would think, right around there, I'm like, man, I didn't realize how young I was in my 50s. in the way that I felt, in my energy level and everything. And I'm like, man, okay, now I'm thinking about, oh, this is happening and that's happening in my 60s. And then I say to myself, when you're in your 70s, you're going to look back on this and go, oh my God, I was so young in my 60s. I didn't know it.
Right. I know. I think the same thing. Like, oh, I'll look back and I'll think, wow, I was really doing a lot more than I guess I had expected I would be doing in my 50s. But I do recognize, no matter what, I'm getting older, and so I'm already thinking in terms of the next 10 years, like where I should go in terms of my workload and to maintain my good health.
And you know what? You'll know it. You'll just know it when the time is right. You'll just know. You'll feel it. That's the best way I can describe it. Is that you begin to feel it. So you begin to feel when you need to slow down in some areas, so that you can enjoy life more, and so that you can. My whole thing now is preserving energy. So I am not willing to. I'm not willing to let my energy be eaten up by things that are unfruitful.
Right. Right.
So.
Like negative comments on social media,
like that takes a lot of emotional energy, which translates into physical energy. For sure.
Doesn't it? Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I guess we have to say goodbye now. It's like when you live in New York, and you can remember this. Bye. 10 minutes later, okay, bye. And then you go around and you kiss everybody one more time. Okay.
Okay, now I'm really leaving. Okay. Exactly. I know.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. All mine. Thank you for having me. And I'll see you on social media.
Absolutely. Don't forget to drop in all your contact information in your picture.
I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
All
perfect.
Right. Bye.
Good night. Good night, everybody.